Legit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Space Lounge. It is the evening session here at DYOR Live's Studio 8 over as the Space Lounge, as Carmen Crypto, Pedro, and I remake the Space Lounge into a place for some evening sesh, as they say, about crypto news and what's going on here. And don't have everything quite down yet, but I'm going to attempt to bring my co-host Pedro Garcia, who we're gonna have a nice fireside chat with tonight, into the mix here. Nope, didn't work.
You didn't turn on the
Didn't work. Let's see. Let me get the right one here. Pedro Cam is. Oh, welcome everybody. These things happen when the. There we go. Back to the Space Lounge. Now let's try it. Pedro Garcia, we're flying through space tonight. There must be all kinds of news going on in the crypto world. We got Bitcoin coming up to just shy of 100 grand, 98,300 right now. I'm down $16 in my position as it dropped down out of the 99s, and we're hoping on this show in the next hour that we'll have $100,000 Bitcoins. We need all of you out there shilling and pumping. See if you guys can get a couple of $1 billion brought into Bitcoin.
It's not like Trump isn't helping. I mean, he is. I mean, the news that he's coming. Dude, it is absolutely insanity what he is doing and the stuff that we actually have going on with the Council of Crypto, setting up Brian Armstrong potentially as the that we actually have going on. I'm getting feedback.
Sorry, I didn't mean to send that back to you there.
No, it's okay. I mean, it is one of those things that honestly, I would have never thought. Like, I thought they were we've talked about how they're going to have to create a new agency, right? And how it can't be what we've been used to because, well, it's different. And to put something as unique as crypto into the current system, well, it's kind of asinine because it's like trying to fit. And I've said this so many times, many of you guys are probably going to throw up again, but it's literally trying to put a Ferrari and get it pulled by a bunch of horses. Right? I mean, it's funny because it's like every person who understands crypto, understands crypto goes, yep. But then when you tell it to a noob or somebody who is like a TradFi person, somebody maybe a boomer or late generation Xer, right? And you sit there and like, this is silly. And they're like, what are you talking about? They're almost offended. But in a sense, it's like, but you don't understand. It's like trying to, when you're at a blueprint system, or when you're trying to build your house and you design the house with, the idea of gas lighting versus electricity, right? I mean, this is the craziness. And so it's so nice that Trump actually really seems like he really understands DeFi at its core. He understands that you need, or if he doesn't understand it, he's got groups of people who understand it and says, this is what you need. This is how you need to go about doing it. And it is absolutely refreshing, especially the laws or especially the proposed bills that they're going to be bringing, the proposed new system in which they're actually trying to set up so that we get the nascent crypto industry, which is basically hovering around $3 trillion. I mean, I feel like saying that $15 trillion, this bull run, I honestly think that's crazy small. I mean, with what he's doing, if he's able to accomplish this, and it looks like a lot of Congress and the Senate will back it. I mean, you're seeing all these guys come out. You're seeing the system that's being set up. I am like, I'm blown away. I didn't think it was going to be this. Even before, here's the thing. I expected to see this while he was in office, not before he was in office. And to me, it's kind of crazy to see the backing, to see the people coming in. It's going to be really interesting to see how the Democrats handle this. I think they are going to back it. We have quite a few, and I want to get Justin Wallin and Chris Alexander on here, and really to talk, what is Washington's, is there excitement on the Democrat side, or are they saying orange man bad still? You know, I mean, at this point, it's kind of silly to still hold on to that.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, you were about to say, you're saying they're saying?
Same thing. I trolled people all day on, not all day, but parts of the day here on Threads. I poked through Blue Sky a little bit, and where else? Somewhere else, but they're still anti-Trump. Like, I can't believe I've lost my rights. This racist guy's anti-women, all they're doing is yelling misogynistic, blah, 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 blah. Trump has appointed like 59 women to head the top
more than any.
Yeah,
he's
doing that super Trump thing where he just trolls you right back. You know, when you have women. Oh yeah. Oh, Matt Gaetz stepped out, the Attorney General. How about this lady? He's anti-woman. My chief of staff. Woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's never around any smart women.
You know, and I think what's interesting is this, that now that's, they're almost going to look like a stubborn little kid. You know, if they keep doing that, as my friend who's the liberal, he's dubbed himself the name Common Sense Liberal, right? Like, and I think that's a cool. I think it's very much like what we need is common sense liberals, like liberals who understand, like, hey, this is the new thing that is going to happen. It's going to help you out. It's almost like the kid who wants pizza, and his parents takes him to, let's say, Chicago style pizza versus a New York style pizza, right? It's like, this is just as good. It's actually, you know, I personally like Chicago style. I know I'm right next to New Haven, and I don't want people bombing me because, you know, like, it's serious over here. People will take you out. Like you what? Like,
you don't like our pizza? You don't like Pepe's Pizza? Get out.
Get out. You're right. It's almost a way of life over here, and I honestly, I love it. Just the idea of how you got to have your stuff together. If you ain't, I have to put it, but if you ain't on point, you ain't on point. People come against you. They be like, sorry, you need to sit down. Sit down. You know that song? Sit down. Be humble. You know, that's how it is with pizza around here.
All right, what's the first news story we got here?
All right. So let's check this out.
Let me know if you're going to share your screen.
All right, yes. Actually, do you want to do a quick little synopsis of what Bitcoin is going to do while we're here, and then move forward, and then have you do what you need to do on the news story since, or side real quick? All right, cool. All right, let's jam on it. Oh,
we got to do the Trump dance.
Oh yeah, we got to do the new. What is that? Dun, 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 dun,
YMCA.
Yeah, young men. And it's the troll behind that is even funnier, dude. It's like, oh, it's so good. All right, so let's jump right in here real quick. All right, so right off the jump, we saw Bitcoin come down. It did put in a pretty good demand wick for the evening already. So I have to admit, seeing this kind of come out could very much be, I mean, it's the mix between this wick and this wick. So I can sit there and say that's a fairly good wick on the evening wick here, and to see it come down. In additionally to that, right, we're seeing, as it's coming down, a decent amount of volume. So this is another thing, like Pedro, well, for the first couple hours, that's probably maybe a tenth of the first couple hours. So that's a good amount of volume for the first couple hours of the day, and especially being that it's the Asian market. That speaks volumes for itself, right? Like that's a volume pun, not intended, but intended. So it's nice seeing this little drop and then push up as we're seeing that is a good thing. Now, on top of that, where is it going to go? Are we trending yet? We just started to trend literally about 20 minutes ago. We're starting to see, we can already see that 8 pushing up, and I can see a nice little pullback here at the top of the hour as we opened up, we pushed up a little. So expect maybe a potential pull, maybe push up, then a pullback. and you're saying, well, where's it most likely going to pull back from? At the peak right here, I always brought this up. We bring this up, right? That there are shorters here most likely, and it's going to drop the market down, right? We've talked about this a little bit, where we see this pop, and then comes back down.
That's
and most likely we're going to
see the old cowboy hat.
Oh, the good old cowboy hat. And then a nice little consolidation, and boom. And I think we could see tonight that 100,000 Bitcoin. We are literally just 2% away, right, for it. So it's very much possible to see it. I mean, the market has been playing with our emotion, and I think they're going to give it to us tonight. So we'll see what happens, if it happens while we're on or if while we're asleep. But either way, you guys are going to be prepared for it. So when that happens, right, that little pop from it to come down, right, let's do the cowboy hat again. Boom. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Boom. All right, we're going to do this right here. All righty.
A bada bing, a bada boom.
Bada boom. I'm a little bit it up. A little bit of there you go. And then potentially this. We see this baby pop, drop, and roll to that 100,000 mark. Boom, and then come back down, and most likely either find support here or down at these lower levels. But this is one scenario. The other scenario is this. I feel like I'm a commentator. You know how they're using when somebody's getting elected? You're like, okay, so if this happens and the president wins these electoral votes, and then they win these delegates over here. Exactly, dude. It's like legit. So it's just one of those things. So we're gonna look at as it's happening. But I expect something like this. Boom, pop, 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 boom. And then potentially when we wake up, see this thing maybe even higher. So that would even be the coolest thing. But we're ready. You guys are ready for it. And here we go. Now, the other thing I want to bring up here real quick is the understanding that the fact that Trump is really putting in place a pro-Bitcoin government is, or at least trying to,
absolutely batshit crazy that how, like you said, how fast it's happening. He's totally reversing 4 solid years of disaster. Actually, really 8 years, because
I was going to say, because he wasn't pro-crypto as well.
He wasn't pro-crypto, and nobody in his administration knew about it. So I give them a full fair pass on that. He was like, it's a scam. I'm like, ooh, that's 2 or 5 years old, already in 2016. And so I'm giving him a pass on his 4 years in office, because nobody saw it at that age group, and that they just didn't see it coming. Even though the rest of us already by then are like, yeah, crypto, degen, ah!
It's true, actually.
So I'll give him a full pass on that, but he's got a whole plan together. He's appointing a crypto czar that's going to be in charge of this other agency here.
Like, that's the part that's crazy. So before we jump in, one thing first and foremost, Michael Saylor. Check this out, Michael Saylor, and we'll bring this up, be the first story here. This man, Google Chrome is unresponsive. Relaunch now. Oh, yeah, please work.
Wah, wah, wah.
Right? Like, I don't think it's going to work. I think, is it going to shut me down? Don't shut me down.
Shut me down, bro.
Work for me. And I had him all ready, too. That's the part that was so... Okay, woo! Well, I'm glad he didn't shut me down. Come on. Come on. Come on, restore. Let's go. Let's go. All righty. Here we go. So, Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, to raise $2.6 billion to buy more Bitcoin. Like he has said many times, sell off your car, buy more Bitcoin, sell off your house, live in your car that you just sold, buy more Bitcoin. While you're at it, go through and sell a kidney and buy more Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin is the future, as Michael Saylor says. And he is a man who puts his money where his mouth is at. All right. And so it's pretty interesting what he's doing. Now, originally, we talked about how he was trying to raise. We've talked about this already. About, what was it? He went out and put about $4 billion, one of the largest increases for his bet. $4.6 billion of Bitcoin he just bought this past week. Now, he said, I want to buy more Bitcoin. So he's going out and trying to raise $2.6 billion, announced it will raise $2.6 billion to buy, guess what? More Bitcoin. So that figure is up from a previous 1.75. Here's my biggest, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, but this time he's levering it. He's borrowing to buy it. He's
leveraging. Well, he's raising it. So here's the thing, it's investor money. But he's also kind of borrowing it, because if it doesn't pan out, he's going to come up and be like, well, it should have worked, right? So, but here's the thing. With what's actually happening in Washington, it's astronomical, because I wouldn't have thought it would have been so big, right? Like, that's the part that's blowing me away. And so I'm trying to let everyone, I've had literally 4 people today reach out to me and was like, hey, so what do I do here? Like, I should have kind of listened to you. One guy was like, dang, I should have listened to you, man. And I was telling him about 2 years ago, when I kind of was doing my project stuff, and he was like, well, I'm good, man. And at the time I'm struggling myself, right, to kind of do some other stuff. And he's like, I'm good. And now he's like, if I had just bought when you said, right, back when Bitcoin was down at, like 18,000, 20,000. And I said, it's okay, man. Look, if you could buy the stock market, right, when the S&P 500 was at $300, would you, if you knowing that it was going to be $6,000? And I said, it's a 20x. He goes, yeah, absolutely. Well, guess what? I said, potentially we could see the Bitcoin and many of these other altcoins, be at a market cap right now. It's sitting at about 3 trillion. We very much could see at 15 trillion, and a Bitcoin potentially in 20 years, 15 years at a $2 million market cap.
Or
so
price.
Price, 20 million, a $2 million price. Why is that so hard for me to say? Price. And he was like, absolutely. And I said, okay. And then he goes, well, how do I get started? I go, open up a central exchange account. So I set up my thing for crypto.com. He asked about Coinbase. I said Coinbase is just as good. You can do the same thing too. I like crypto.com just because I think I think they're funner in a sense. But their CEO is definitely, he's going to be coming back to America with especially everything that's happening.
Everyone's coming back to America.
Everybody coming back to America. Coming back to America.
Today.
Neil
Diamond.
Yes, baby. So I just thought that was really interesting. Another interesting note about Michael Saylor is that MicroStrategy was the most traded stock in the U.S. today.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. I imagine the options volumes, just on Robinhood, I got to imagine the options volumes are absolutely crazy.
Dude, like it's just going absolutely crazy. So you can see here, now let's check it out here real quick. They hit an all-time 543 here was the peak. Now, obviously, we always talk about when it explodes up, what do we see? Go up, come down, right? And so that's kind of like what we're seeing. But it tapped right on the 8-period moving average. So looking at it, if you're looking to take part in maybe MicroStrategy, I actually honestly like it down at these lower levels here. And that would be right here and right here as we play. You're like, wait, what, Pedro? It went from 543 down to 204. Well, we could see a big sell-off because there's just so much momentum here, and there's so many buyers that the institutions, it's just irresistible for them not to take the other side, right, and then buy up as it pushes up. So I could see it's kind of, and this would be the previous highs here. So anyways, I look forward. You can see right here, played the same way, went sideways, came back down, right, now exploded, potentially coming back down.
What time frame is that?
This is weekly.
Unbelievable.
This is the weekly here. And so the reason why I bring this up is because that's sitting more at the 50-period moving average. And every time it has an explosion typically retraces back to about that 50 period moving average. So that's why it's saying, be mindful, don't FOMO into MicroStrategy. It always pulls back, as I told my institutional friend the other day.
Yeah, just looking at that chart, it's like, don't worry about anything. Although now I would worry about it with the mega pump.
Like a crypto chart.
That mega pump right here, Pedro, that I'm pointing at. That's this right here. Just different.
Boom, right here. Boom. Come back down. Consolidate. Boom. But I don't think that this consolidation is going to go for a year, right? I think we're definitely going to see this definitely probably consolidate for maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe a month right here, and then see a typical maybe follow through where it could be something like at this level here. Boom, click, 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 pop, right? Again, or more like this, right? So it's something that we could be definitely seeing in the future at these levels here. So I just thought that was really interesting. Shout out to my man, Mr. Sailor there. Congratulations with all the success you are having. May it continue, and may the odds always be in your favor.
Show us the money with the infinite money machine.
Let's go. All right. One of the things I also thought here real quick was Vivek and the Doge Cast. Now, are you familiar with this?
The Department of Government Efficiency.
Yes.
Vivek
Doge
Ramaswamy.
Yeah, Ramaswamy.
Who is he added to his cast?
Yes. Well, this is the thing I want to talk about. Apart from that, so we have fire chats with Pedro, right? Well, they're about to have fire chats with Ramaswamy and Musk. They're actually going to go through and talk about literally what is going to happen. Is it possible that you could actually share my what is it called? My
audio?
My audio. Yeah, that's so hard for me to say. Audio, yes.
I think if you said that when you shared it, if you said share your the system audio with the share window, then it should just come through.
Let me see if I did. Where would I look at in the?
You know what, Pedro? You have your mic selected, so you would have to route it into the mic circuit. I need to send you a piece of software to do that.
Okay, so it's not going to happen. All right, but so what we'll do here real quick is you have the connection, right? So you can definitely share it. So just click on it and go into this because it's really interesting how he talks and what he talks about. I thought it was really cool. Speaking of, while Tom is doing that, I want to shout out to our people over at Rumble. Good to have every one of you guys. Man, we only got 8 people this time around. What's up, my people? It is good to have you. If you guys could do us a favor, we got 16 people watching us. If you guys hit that like and subscribe button, please, that always helps us out so much. And while you're there, please share it to your preferred or unpreferred social media platform, because we all know, we all love the one we're preferred to. But if you can share us to the one that you're unpreferred, that just doubles our, outreach, and it makes us look just a lot more better. And it makes you look better because you just look like the cool guy who's sharing the righteous information that is being passed down. Righteous.
Pedro, it's in Telegram because it's the Watch Your Guru thing. And it
ain't gonna happen.
No, because I capture my browser for the thing back here, not and I don't have Telegram web open. I have the Telegram desktop.
Oh, it's okay. Maybe just copy, paste it, and then just go to YouTube, and you should be able to pull it up.
There's nothing to copy paste.
All right, give me 1 second. Copy paste YouTube.
Oh, you just searching for Ramaswamy Dodge. I got you.
Yep. Boom. And lo and behold, there we go. Alrighty. There you go, my friend. It's a nice little short there. About 6 hours ago, came out. So also, the guys over at Facebook, thank you for looking at us and paying attention to us. Right now, this is our night session. We're going to be going over some dope stuff here. Also, our guys over there at the Mr. Musk
Elon
platform, thank you so much. Thank you guys for looking and checking us out. If you guys could do us a favor, click in the actual system there, and you guys will be able to see us. Oh, it is not going live in.
What's up?
None. I just realized that it's not on X for whatever reason.
Here we go. I'll be able to play this here.
All right, there it is. Woo. Okay, there we go.
You guys, when I play this, let me know if you can hear it. Now I gotta find it again. Oh.
Elon and I are going to start a separate track of Dogecasts that explain exactly what we're doing to the public to provide transparency in what is a once-in-a-generation project.
Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, President-elect Donald Trump's picks to lead the new Department of Government Efficiency, are launching a podcast to talk about the agency's work.
We want to bring the public along with us, to lift the curtain, to take us behind the scenes of what actually that waste, fraud, and abuse in government looks like.
The federal government is operating on a $2 trillion deficit with over $36 trillion in national debt. Ramaswamy and Musk have vowed that they would be able to trim off the deficit with initiatives such as eliminating job protections for federal employees and ending remote work. Now set to aid the duo, Marjorie Taylor Greene will chair a new subcommittee created by House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer.
I ran for Congress to gut the federal government of waste, fraud, and abuse and get rid of the unelected bureaucrats and the horrible spending and ridiculous programs that have brought us to $36 trillion in debt.
The subcommittee on delivering on government efficiency will investigate wasteful spending and examine ways to reorganize federal agencies. DOGE will ultimately act as an advisory commission that will give advice and guidance.
Very interesting, Pedro.
Very interesting. And what I find interesting also with the podcast, or the Dogecast as they're calling it, is that they're actually going to have, they said, either a monthly or weekly talk where they're actually, and this is what I thought really impressive, is that they're not going to try to like expose, look at these horrible, just say, hey, look, this is some of the extra spending that we really didn't need. And let's go ahead and talk about why we're changing this up and how we're going to make this more efficient. And I think that's so important, because here's the thing. We all know that this system with our debt is at a point where it, like I've told you guys, in 4 years, it'll be about $16 trillion, right? And that's a lot of money that we don't have. So if we don't decrease that, the America that we know as today is not going to be the America in 4 to 5 years, if not into the future, right? If we don't take care of certain things. So it's really important to be paying attention to. So I just thought that was really interesting, and one of the things I look forward to kind of start paying attention to as they come out with their Dogecast, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on that?
I like it too. Well, there's no more important thing we need to do than get the debt under control. So many years, people like Janet Yellen and crew have been telling us over and over, it's fine, the ratios are fine, it's okay, it's just a small percentage of GDP, blah, blah, blah. And much of this debt we just kind of owe to ourselves, so it's not really debt. That's like telling your dad when you broke the window in the garage that some giant guy from 6 neighborhoods over came by and just randomly threw a rock at your garage when you were playing baseball in your garage, and your dad knew you were playing baseball in your garage, and he watched it hit the glass. I mean, Yellen lied to us like that national security guy lied to Congress about the Ed Snowden stuff. And everybody, the whole world is like, that's too high. Economists from all over, except for Janet Yellen herself, they said it's too much spending. You can't do it. You're going to cause inflation. You're going to cause all sorts of trouble. And lo and behold, they were all correct, and the U.S. Department of Treasury was completely incorrect.
They were lying.
Not just,
they knew they were lying.
Yeah, and they knew they were lying, just like the jobs report guys. They knew they were lying.
Yeah. Yep. And we've talked about this numerous of times here on our show, where it's like the jobs reports, the employment reports, like they didn't keep follow up with everybody who basically have been unemployed. People stopped going through, stop actually go out and just working, and so we just negated them and kicked them out, said they don't count, right? The unheard and the ability to be spoken for unemployment, right? Like that's one of the biggest. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but we're talking how many people in many despairing families that just have not been able to find jobs where they were able to, and so they actually had to go through and say, you know what, I can't work at this job, I work at a McDonald's because I want to make sure food's on my family. And then they were denied because they were overqualified, right? People who had literally master's and doctorate degrees couldn't get high paying jobs because they were getting fought with people who knew each other, right? So it's one of those things I just find really interesting. We're just kind of put on the back shelf and said, you know what, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing to see here.
Pedro,
right?
Tim R, thanks for joining in, Tim, on YouTube. Say, is it true that Gary Gensler is going to Ligma? Is that what the article says, Pedro?
Yeah, so we're gonna pull that up in just a minute here. Actually, we'll just do it now.
You know what? I'll tell you what. We're gonna leave a cliffhanger here. I have got to run a commercial. I've been practicing this manual stuff to give us a break, and that's why I've been running that timer we've been ignoring. If you see the blinking red light, we'll be right back in 1 minute. I've seen any. DYOR baby, welcome to the house. Yes, it is quiet in here tonight. We've had a busy couple of days. I guess it's all right if it's a little quiet now and then. But we had Tim R here saying, is he going to Ligma? And thankfully we ran the commercial and did a little Urban Dictionary there. And we just, as my name is Striking Balls, I know Ligma is going to be, his last name is going to be Balls, the second name at that law firm. Say that one fast, and you get a good moment to capture on TV. So thank you, Tim R, for bringing that up. Pedro, you are super tan tonight, and I am not.
I don't know why, but maybe it's just because I am a Mexican, and I decided maybe it's just the lighting that I have. Yeah. I don't have as much lighting. It's actually a dull light that I actually have going on.
Better. The dull light at night is better, yeah.
Yeah, it's been bright, like literally. Like, remember that one time, like it was so bright, I looked like I had a halo. Yeah. It was like I was like, wasn't it just? Yeah, like that was actually fun. I was like, what is going on here, dude? Like,
Bod Pedro, DYOR baby says. Thanks for watching, DYOR baby. Appreciate it. They just got the beach bob.
I'm getting there, baby. I've got another like maybe 2 years before I can actually say I'm actually beach bod ready, man. I'm still
2 years.
260? Yeah, man. I'm gonna do it slow, steady. I don't want all loose skin. I want to keep it all. I want to have my six pack. I want to be like 205 solid. Take off the shirt and be like, oh yeah, boom. It's just
best laid intentions.
I'll just. Right, best laid intentions. My goal is real simple. Just get healthy, and don't, as I get into my 50s and 60s, I want to make sure that I can lift heavy things, and I can run and sprint, and I can bend over. That's my goal. If ever I have kids and I have grandkids, I want to be able to sit there and throw a ball and just have a good time with them. So work out, have fun, make sure I gotta lose about 60 pounds, 50 pounds. I'm 260 right now, so all
right, Pedro, what's next on the list here?
All right, so let's talk about Mr. Gary Gensler to step down as SEC chairman. And I think this is really, really interesting. Long story short, he is actually saying that he's going to step down January 20th after 3 years as chairman. So as Tom has said, this is actually his date that he is supposed to just step down. So it's one of those things that, it's not like it's a big deal, but it is a big deal because he knows that, he's not going to be pro crypto. But I secretly believe that he was trying to suppress crypto so that he could fill his bags. I mean, because here's the thing. We all know you can go through and you can fill up your bags without a lot of people knowing. I mean, the same idea, right? And you can buy things indirectly without people really knowing in DeFi, So he very much could have been, and we saw he was the voting, the approving vote, where he stepped down and he put the correct person in to cause certain bills to pass. So he's done things almost at like a sly little level, and most people don't realize like he was actually trying to get a job over with Coinbase. Most people don't even realize that. So it's
Binance.
like these, Binance. I don't know why I said Coinbase. Binance, where he's trying to get in, and I just think it's so interesting to sit there and go, yeah, like, and he's not making a big deal right now. He's not also. It's almost like he's going. Because I mean, the truth is, it's like he's not making a big deal over this, right? Whereas let's say a lot of Democrats, are sitting there, as you said. What was it on Blue
Sky?
Blue Sky. It's they're crying, and there's a part of my heart that breaks for him, because I mean, imagine if Kamala had won. I'd be sad, and part of me wouldn't. I'd just be like, man, this is gonna be another just drudge as we keep moving forward. So this idea, by the way, I'm gonna shout out Trump, Mr. Beast, Joe Rogan, Mr. Trump, and what's the next one?
Dana White of the USC. He's been getting a lot of press.
Yeah, Dana White, and Trump again, and Joe Rogan.
Let's throw in a little Howard Lutnick too, to bring
Howard Lutnick. Yes, Mr. And you're probably saying, what are they doing? This actually helps feed the algorithms, and it actually gets this pushed out.
I'm willing to bet it probably actually hurts us, but we enjoy it.
Oh, probably it is. Oh shoot, I hate it when that shoot yourself in the foot type of situation.
As I learn more about this, I learn that the key thing is to bring your audience the content they want.
Yes, key. This is key. So it's just real interesting to see what's actually happening. So yes, to answer the question, he is definitely Ligma chatting the world, and I gotta admit, it's been pretty epic. Like he's like now I've had my bags filled. Let's go BTC, and I just think it's. I mean, in all reality, it's kind of brilliant. I would love to see in the future him to come out, let's say in 30 years, right? When he's in his 90s and he goes, well, let me tell you something.
That wallet, that Satoshi era wallet that moved 2,000 Bitcoins, that was mine.
Dude, wouldn't that be epic, dude?
Like,
dude, all of us would have been just like that meme of the guy tearing up. And he's smiling like when he has a giant green candle. That would be epic. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there, just being like, oh, this guy. But at 90, you're gonna put him in jail for 5 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of epic. Part of me, one thing I wanted to bring up was a lot of and I saw this quite a bit on my Facebook page. I had quite a few friends of mine who were telling me a lot of the January 6th or January. Was it 5th or 6th?
6th.
Yeah, invasion, or not invasion, but I don't know what to call it. Was it
just refer to it in general? That's probably a bad word. To
yeah,
talk
we'll
about.
just keep it at that. Yeah. So, good point. Are getting let out of jail and prison, which has been really interesting. I mean, I wonder. It's not like Trump is in office, right? Or they already know, he's already said, I'm going to make sure that these guys don't get all jacked up. But it's weird that they're just letting him out. And nobody is bringing anything to the market. Not even saying, hey, this was wrong. They lost out at 3 years of their family's life, or 2 years of their family. And now you're just going to just go on and not say anything, which I find a sad travesty, in a sense that our U.S. government played on the Democrat side, again, and I'm saying far left. I'm not talking about the common sense Democrats. I'm talking about the far left that really cried wolf here, and then went after them viciously to create a point, and now they're being let out.
Well, they're not being let out. Remember, it's federal prison. Federal prison, there's no parole. That's state only, and there's no early time off. They have to, federal cases, almost exclusively, there's no way to get a shorter sentence, other than the traditional appeals, that type of stuff. And so, but a lot of those guys didn't get big sentences. A lot of them got, 4-month sentences, 5 months, big fines. Got to pay $200,000. Like the guy that broke the window, apparently it was a historic window that, like, everyone said, wow, that broke so easily. They just kind of barely touched it. It was like a 200-year-old piece of glass or something. He got a tremendous fine. But it's, they broke in. You can't break into those places. It's against the law. And, that's why we have a nation of laws, is you do that. I mean, it's also against the law to have voter fraud, but 4 years ago, apparently we did 16 million votes that just disappeared.
Hey, we can't talk about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about, Willis? 16 million. I mean, what is that? That's like potentially 10%. But I mean, I could be wrong.
It's 10% of the vote magically disappeared in this year when we had more eyes on it. I just
listen. You know what happened? They died during COVID. Okay, they died during COVID. Don't you know that 3.3% that the CDC said died, that turned into less than 1%. No, it was 10%. It was 10%, and that's where the votes went. Okay,
they just conveniently all were Biden supporters.
Hey. But here's the thing, who knows? Those might have been literally the common sense Democrats who were just saying, this is crazy talk. We can't handle this crazy. Okay, so it's just, no, not 4 more years of this. We're going to come over here and at least bring a balance to this. Which is funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who was literally saying, and he said, it's interesting. You conservatives, he doesn't know I wouldn't call myself a conservative.
Libertarian.
Libertarian, right? But it was really funny as he goes, 20 plus years ago, the moderate conservative, right, would be considered a centralist or a little bit further blue than a centralist. And now they are the conservative, or they are a
You lost me on that one.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, though. We've talked about it before. The lines move.
It was almost like, yeah. And I just thought it was really funny. We were talking about that. I just thought it was really interesting of the whole entire thing that was actually happening. So I just think that's really cool. And some of the stuff that we're seeing it's fun. I think it's really, really fun.
I want to say welcome to the Rumblers out there. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you could give that button a like there, which I haven't even done. We only have 2 likes. Should be more than that. Come on, you guys.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's get the Rumble feed going. Last night we had 355 people view. Or not last night. 2 nights ago when we had an evening stream. That, frankly, is amazing. It is amazing that we got that many people to watch it. But Pedro, I had that counter up for a reason, so we could attempt to keep a regular schedule with a...
yes. Okay, you're right. You're right. We're going to do this.
With the break. And we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We're putting up with that and trying to allow Pedro and I earn another 52 cents or a month and something like that in those ads. They do... trying the YouTube's different features is always interesting to learn, because sometimes you learn that something works really well for you. And Pedro and I do need to take breaks. We forget to take breaks, and sometimes we've gone 3 hours, and I go to stand up, and my hip flexors have frozen in place, and my feet are asleep, and deep vein thrombosis, and now I'm going to get ads for the stair glider again, because I mentioned those. But anyway, let's hear from you guys. Comment out there if you're on whatever platform you're on, that type of stuff.
Yes, please do.
Let's see.
Over you guys over on Rumble over there, please hit the like button. If you guys are watching us, as we are now starting to call you guys stalkers, if you guys are stalking us, which is okay, but if you could just jump on here and jump on in, maybe jump in the window, say, hey, gotcha, right? And then hop on now. But even just making a little profile, making a little bit of a profile, jumping up in here and connecting with us will always help us out quite a bit. So please do if you could do
Pedro, Dar Baby's asking if if we jumped in on Sui. I have not.
I have not.
I missed the whole Sui train.
Yeah, but I am kind of expecting to see that thing kind of pull back. Let's go ahead and pull this up here real quick. SUI. Sui. Alrighty, so I'm already kind of seeing this pull back a little. Where it's going to find some resistance up against that 8-period moving average here. So I've been kind of paying attention here to see where do I want to get in. So this right here is this area that I'm potentially looking to get in on Sui here, right? Nice little area. In addition to that, if this thing does continue down, I'll probably buy a little here, probably like a small bag. And then the next one that I'm looking to be buying here is at this level here. And let me go ahead and pull this up here. Boom. Would be about right here. Right over here.
Is that a Sui? What does Sui even stand for? I went to CoinGecko and it just says Sui.
Well, we could just look it up right here. Then give me 1 second.
I'm still successfully using the CoinGecko API correctly.
Sui. Sui. Come on. You know what's really funny? I was thinking about her. Do you remember Crypto Deb?
Yeah, I do remember her.
Yeah, I was trying to use because back then CoinGecko was the primary one, and that was one of the primary stuff she would use. And so I was trying to use it, and for whatever reason, she came to my mind, and I was like, "What is she up to? I wonder what she's doing."
I checked on. She's still streaming and stuff. Some marketing agency representing her. Why does that say Bitcoin on it? It should say Sui.
Sure.
There we go.
There we go, right here. So let's check out Sui here real quick.
$10 billion market cap. Only $2 billion of it traded today. They traded 20% of their market cap today. That's
So how much do you have on them? You have $2 billion?
The market cap. It says 10 billion. 2.2 billion traded past 24 hours.
Wow, that is impressive. Like legitimately impressive. So they're a top 14. Wow, impressive. This is impressive. I think yeah. So I'm gonna have to get in on the pullback here, definitely. I mean, in all reality, I definitely kind of missed the boat on this. But again, buying a Tesla stock, not to say that these guys are a Tesla, but right now with what we're seeing in the economy, what we're actually experiencing, I think we very much could see a lot of these major coins really, kind of getting going again, right? And is this going to give me?
And the Twitter feed, we've had three views.
Nice. I think people might be getting burnt out on us.
Slow day, yeah. They're getting burnt out on us.
Yes. But there's money to be made. Here we go. So you can see here the market price here. And let's go ahead and hit this up here. Man, that monthly chart looks really nice. It looks really nice. Here we go. So coming back, swinging back down here, I could see it pulling back here to this level right here. It would be that 17.
Oh, you know what that's going to do, Pedro? I'm just going to point at the screen since I can't draw on it right now. It's going to come back down to that level, but it's going to do it in a descending triangle. They're a little wedge, and it's going to consolidate and come back down, and then it's going to blast off to the next monolithic level.
So something like this right here, potentially, kind of like right. Let me see, right? Potentially like something like this.
Yep.
And just ding, 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 ding. Look at that, Tom. You call it, man. Boom. boom, and then
The plowy.
I always say it like this, because a lot of times they try to get you. Most people think, oh, they're gonna bust out, and then all of a sudden it just drops, and people are like, no.
Institutions say, we want more exit money. We want your money. We will take it. Thank you very much. Look at
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Bitcoin's been creeping back up there. I don't think it's going to get during the show. I was hoping the Asia Open would pull it off. Pedro, what was the time for the Asia Open?
It's at 6 o'clock or East Coast time, from 6 to about 9, 10-ish, that open. And then you have the Australian market. And then again, that happens for a kind of 2-3 hour period. And then from there, you'll come into the London Open. And then after that, so it's basically like from 6 to 9, then from 9 to 12, and then from 12 to about 2, 3. And then from there, you wait until the US market opens, which is basically from about 9 to about, actually 8 o'clock, from 8 o'clock to about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And so, that's kind of how it goes typically. I know
Alexander Kuhlman. Sorry to interrupt you. We got a new viewer here. Alexander Kuhlman.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Huge liquidation band at 99K. We will get a squeeze if it pops to that level. Yep. And I have a feeling it's the liquidation level is there because it's an emotional number. 100,000. So there's going to be all sorts of people thinking that people's emotions are going to. I mean, we're talking about, it's the title of today's show, Bitcoin 100,000. Alexander, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. He says 106 million in short liquidation at 99.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. So we'll see it pop about right up in these higher levels. And then, like you said, the liquidation here. And I don't know, like, if you, like, where you follow, but are you more of a smart money trader, where we say liquidation pool, right? Where, they liquidate people, they sell off, and then they load up, kind of like what I forget the guy's name, ICT trading. Is that where you're more at? But I think you're absolutely right. That 99 to 100,000 area is going to be definitely a pop. So it all depends. I think it all depends on how they do it, right? It depends on if they need more sellers.
Alexander says, I am a perp trader, and that doesn't mean the strange guys that enter the courthouse. That means this. We're sponsored by BitFi. If you want to get $100 in USDT, feel free to use the QR code right below me to sign up for BitFi, where you can trade perps all day long, all night long, all evening long. And Alexander, we do a little bit here too. We're not so much day traders as, I'll just say, as Pedro is a liquidity trader and I'm a follow-on guy, but I'm learning. We look for the trades where the liquidity is, kind of like you just mentioned there.
That's exactly what I do. I follow the trend until liquidity gets hit, right? And that's when we see reversal.
Then we do a lot of news, talk policy and regulation. Our channel has other shows on it too. The Crypto Swamp Creatures. It's about where crypto meets Washington D.C. They should have some really interesting episodes coming out now with all this news about the announcement. And we're pretty much a daily talk show. We are just entering this bull market. We're on it around noon, and so if you're sitting there in front of your computer at noon, Eastern Standard Time, or whatever time it is for you, turn us on during the day. Watch us, get some good info. Probably stuff you already know, but we like to educate and entertain, as they say.
Thanks, brother.
And now we're going to educate and entertain the commercial gods. It's amazing how fast 10 minutes goes, Pedro.
We have to do this every 10 minutes?
I'm just trying it on this show to see what the results are with it. So everyone, thanks. We'll be right back. You may or may not get a message, an ad or not, but
we'll see what's up.
We'll be right back.
All right, we'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for putting up with us during that break. If you saw an ad, let us know. I mean, there's only a couple of you watching on YouTube. Good crowd over at Rumble. Thanks for joining us, Rumblers over there.
Oh, always.
Dar Baby says, is it martini time? Oh, it's well past martini time, but Striking has not dipped into the martinis tonight. He's still on penalty timeout from the other night.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
he says screwdriver time. I haven't had a screwdriver in a long, long time. I've had tequila sunrise with the orange juice and tequila.
Oh, yeah. So I kind of want to throw this out here real quick. So let's go ahead and look at the chart here for just a moment. So we talked about it going through, hitting up this area of resistance, which were liquidity, right? So I said, guys, when we come up into this level here, expect some form of liquidity. And we literally ticked right above it and then sold off, came back down to our trending SMA or whatever trending system that you use. And you can see here now, it is starting just to push up. So it's kind of nice right now. Top of the hour, it is definitely looking hot to trot. Came down first, and now we're starting to see it potentially pushing up. The biggest key here is this, and I think it's really important as we are looking at this, is that as it's putting in this leg here, right, we want to see volume step in, right? If we come down, and I'm going to put this here real quick, and then we're going to look at that 5 minute. We want to see volume step in. So we saw the green, we saw the red sell off right here. Now we want to see volume picking up as we move in here, right? So that's what we're looking to see, right? Make sure that your stop would be somewhere below this 98,439 area. And you want to see if you can capture this all the way up and see if we can capture the breakout. We've already tapped the liquidity here. I don't know how much liquidity is here, but the fact is that this candle stayed green and didn't end red is a huge indication of basically that the market is most likely going to push through that 98,700, and we should see this at least push, and I'm assuming to that 99,000. So that's one of those areas, guys, that we could be potentially seeing as we move forward. Let's jump back to the news here real quick. Now, we were just talking about earlier, a lot of this legislation that is currently happening right now is actually really interesting. In addition to it, there's almost this fervency of everybody's like, let's buy Bitcoin. And everybody knows, every time I see a fervency, to me, that screams, guess what? It's going to drop. And so right now, and we've talked about hitting that 100,000, 110,000 area and then seeing a sell-off, right?
Right.
And so the fact is that the government, we actually have senators saying that we should sell off gold and buy Bitcoin, which I think is kind of like, I don't know about that, right?
I don't know about that.
So if you could play that that video real quick, and then we can kind of discuss it a little.
All right. Oh, shit, it opened up in the wrong browser. Hold on.
As we do it, why is this sending me this? Have a nice. I'm like, what?
Joining us right now on what she sees ahead for crypto policy under Trump. Wyoming Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis. Good morning to you. We've all been looking at this price, trying to understand why it's moving this way. It clearly has to do with this new administration and what comes next. But my question to you actually is what comes next in terms of policy that would manifest in a way that would justify the move in these prices?
I think the answer is twofold. One is there's an appetite now to do a statutory framework for digital assets. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and I have been working on that for years. We'll now move.
I might add our frequent guest, Caitlin Long, works with Senator Cynthia Lummis a lot on getting the information and educating the people in Washington, D.C. And they have a good clan in Wyoming. And as you see, Wyoming's had very good legislation, statewide legislation for crypto, digital assets, and all that type of stuff. First with the DAO, all these great things. They've done a good job there.
Move to that in early 2025 as opposed to later in 2025. The other thing is the proposal that I have and that President Trump has discussed about a strategic Bitcoin reserve or strategic Bitcoin stockpile, where the United States would acquire and hold Bitcoin for 20 years. Because of the way that Bitcoin has been appreciating since inception, this would be an asset that could help shore up the US dollar as the world reserve currency and serve as a reserve that could be used to reduce the national debt significantly. You know, the American people are still hurting from inflation, from high prices.
All right.
And they want the national debt.
Watch more of that? It's 5 minutes long.
No. That was just the primary thing. And so just that setup of her basically saying that we're not going to pull money from, let's say, the American people as in a taxation point of view, which I think we need to be a little bit, I think we do need to tap a little bit into that. But what I think is, I don't think we need to touch our gold reserve. Yes, if the rocket system starts to really pop hardcore, right? Yeah, and we can start hopping from asteroid to asteroid. Yeah, I think we're gonna definitely see a drop in gold. But I think gold is still a smart thing to hold, and to sit there and really sell off gold to buy Bitcoin when we know that Bitcoin has, you know, 50, 60, 70% retracements from where it once was, right? From 60,000 to 15,000, you know, and many other times. And I don't think those days are gone. I think we're very much going to see those days again, where we'll see Bitcoin potentially at $250,000, right? And then see a retracement potentially down to 100,000, potentially even 70,000. Where we've always seen it go to the previous highs before it goes up. And people want to sit there and say, no, that's not possible.
Bring up the Bitcoin chart.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was, I thought it was 99.5. It's 99 even. But the volume that you said needs to show up just showed up.
Oh, it did? Yep. This is what we're talking about. Boom. Want to see it come down. The fact that it came down at the top of the hour, which
we're looking at your other screen.
Which other screen?
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm looking.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I've got the feed that's 30 seconds behind over looking around.
No worries.
Alexander says, since around $20, been in the crypto market for about 6 years and watched it up and down from the last cycle. Yeah, Pedro and I in the same market.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So here we go. So the fact is that we're moving up. We're starting to see that volume come in. Now we could definitely start seeing it take off. You got into that trade, right?
Oh yeah, I'm long.
Good.
I'm up $70.
All right. Nice. All right, good. So the reality is as this continues up, like I said, we could see a spurt up here where we get literally to 100,000. I don't think we will, but if we start to see an increase of major volume and that next leg up, and let's go ahead and point out what that leg could potentially run to. Here we go.
Andrew, what's your guess that Pedro's going to say? When it busts up through the liquidity and breaks out, what's that leg going to be?
I'm going to wait for him.
No, you just go.
Yeah, this is going to be a liquidity pool, right? They're going to kick off that liquidity, and then what's going to happen when everybody comes in and buys, then they're going to come in and flip the other way around, and they're going to sit there and see it. And this is how the markets work. This is how we've always done the markets to work, in a sense, right? And so this is what I'm expecting. We could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we can see this thing. I would love to see this thing just hit this 100,000, and all of a sudden everybody goes, mass hysteria. Oh no, buy Bitcoin, it's going to the moon. And before you know it, we're all just on giant bags going, time to sell.
Told you so.
Yeah, you know, like, and then wait for the pullback, and then everybody goes, no, it's pulling back, no. And we're like, yep, the shorts have to cover, and liquidity level will move up, down, up, exactly. Depends on how they play it, right? Because remember, those liquidity shots, they're buys, right? And a lot of times those buys have to be equaled out with sellers.
Yeah.
And so if there's not enough sellers, there has to be sellers that are created by institutions. And so as those institutions come in, you see the pullback that come in, then they reverse it because people start to sell off or maybe even buy. If there's not enough buyers that come in, right? Or if there's not enough sellers coming in, they have to keep shorting the market until enough buyers, until people start shorting. They start selling off their bags as it comes down. And then the institutions come back on the other side, on the buy side, and push the market up. Remember, every bid has to have an ask, and every ask has to have a bid. And in this market, because everybody's, long here, everybody's long, you have to create sellers in the market. And so this is what we're seeing a lot of times when we hit the liquidity areas, right? Why does it sell off? Because we need sellers to come in. And so institutions have to play that other end before they push it back up. And it's really important to understand that. Right? The shorts have, okay, boom. Cool. So let's go ahead as it moves forward. Let's check out the next. Actually, we'll just do this right here. Come on.
We're getting close. Only, Andrew, we've been following the market cap over here because this market cap, it's going to be $2 billion here in a couple blinks of an eye. We're only 40 billion, 39.5 billion short. We got up to, I think, 36.5 billion short of it earlier today. Oh, it's on the move. Might have to get the
Solana, baby.
I have to get the sound effects ready, Pedro.
All right, sir. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this here real quick as we're moving. And listen, we're very much paying here, but we can also go to the next thing. Oh, snaps. Somebody gave us what?
No.
What?
No, that was just running the cults.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I got you. Yeah, all right, so interesting. Trump's crypto council, really amazing thing. Him coming out with this solidified the idea that Trump is really going through with this. He's creating an additional governing system like the SEC, but specifically focused on crypto. And in doing that, it is now solidifying crypto as literally another asset bag in a correct, right? Because we've talked about you can't do the Howey test on crypto. It's got to have its own test. It's got to have its own governance, and where we actually have people who actually understand crypto in its proper fashion and actually believe in it. And so he's actually
Pedro,
putting in.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Snaps.
Alexander Goulman. I like that name. Goulman. Thank you very much for the $10. We really appreciate it. As Pedro and I say, every super chatter helps bring you guys better content by allowing us to keep working here for this $10. But also, it really helps let the YouTube algorithm know that something's going right over here and that people are willing to part with their hard-earned money, not only their hard-earned time, as Crypto Lifer says, but their hard-earned money to send to us. We really appreciate it. And as Pedro and I like to always say, it's just building up the fund to go to Ibiza and blow it on hookers and booze. Which is not true. We have a whole DYOR Network.media website that has a partnership and sponsorship page. So if you work for a big project or a big company that wants to sponsor our technology to help us buy new computers so we can start running Unreal Engine 5 properly, please let us know. Sorry to interrupt you there, Pedro.
It's all right. I'm doing the Trump dance.
Andrew says he's, we did the YMCA.
All right, okay, keep going. What did Andrew say? What's up, Darvin? I'm up huge on scalp trade. Nice. I can only imagine, bud. Yeah, pushed through, came through. Just mind you that it will probably come back down and test that low, right? Or the where the breakout is at, where the breakout is at. So you've got a few little things you want to be paying attention to, and we can very much see the pullback come down to that 98,535 area, right? Just simply because this is where the buyers are most likely going to be sitting at, and for that next leg up. So we saw the volume come in, which is nice. It is sexy AE. What was sexy as? What was it?
As ever.
What was the E? As sexy as ever. So this is looking really nice. It's looking sexy as ever. So here we go. Now, again, jumping back here real quick to what Joshua Ramos. Why is that so hard for me to say? Ramos over here at Watcher Guru points out, and it's just really cool to sit there and look at. Trump is literally setting up for even before he gets in, before he even returns into office, these systems that when he gets in office, it's just going to be swimming right through. And I think with the office of Doge and seeing how things are probably going to go that way, there's going to probably free up some money from a government spending standpoint. And I think that's what's going to happen is you're going to be able to fund this new agency for crypto with a lot of money that's going to be freed up from Doge. And so it's an interesting situation that could potentially happen. I know we're spending more money on a lot of these new agencies, but many of these agencies are going to be self-generating income for themselves, right? And I know that sounds crazy because how is it that a government agent can generate actual income? If the policies that they produce and put into place allow for commerce, can allow for growth of business, new generating of income, that actually will be some of the biggest income coming in that we've ever seen before. We talk about the 80s were like money. The 80s ain't gonna have jack. And I always tell all the immigrants that it came over illegally, listen, work your butt off, understand crypto, be an asset here and say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. Do you really want to send me over? Like, this is what I'm building for you guys. I mean, dude, I think if certain things start to happen, we're going to need, dude, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to retire. There's absolutely.
Hopefully it'll be Alexander. I'm sorry for calling you Andrew earlier. Sorry. Alexander.
It shall be Alexander, the one known as Gulman. So I just think it's really interesting to see what we're happening. The other part behind it, which I thought really was interesting, is the developments of the council has garnered interest from across the cryptocurrency industry. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has met with Trump earlier this week. Moreover, Cardano developer Charles Hodgkinson gave his vote of confidence for Armstrong as part of viability as part of as such the council. It was really interesting to sit there, and I actually looked up when Hutchinson went out there, and I just thought it was really interesting as he kind of pushed this out and said, look, this guy's dope. This is actually pretty cool. Brian is legit. He understands crypto, and he's got a good grasp on things. So it's just this idea of him being the crypto czar, I think is a good fit. And on top of that, the fact is that half or 2/3 of the crypto wealth in America is in Coinbase.
I missed that while I was teaching myself something here on this software. Did you say that Brian Armstrong could be the crypto czar?
The crypto czar. Yeah, I put that in the notes.
I thought it was going to be the
potential.
The girl that I shouldn't say the girl, the extremely smart and go get 'em lady that runs the digital Chamber of Commerce in Washington, D.C. Perry Ann. I've tried to get on this show a number of times and have failed every time.
We can still keep trying. We do know some people in Washington.
Tasha told me to apply for it. I was going to make a video and send it to Donald Trump and say, hey, I'm a mouthpiece for crypto. I spent a lot of time over in the UAE and Singapore and all these places that are also hot on the thing, and have had federal government security clearances at super high levels and stuff like that, which you probably don't need for crypto, but I've been through the ringer with that. But when they start ripping out names like Brian Armstrong and the big names in this stuff, you're like, oh. Pedro, I'm going to do one more, a final one of these 1 minute commercial here. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. All right, everybody. Thanks for putting up with that. See if you got an ad there or not. Trying to, usually YouTube runs the ads automatically, and they stick a bunch in. It drives everyone nuts. I'm trying the manual thing to just try to get Pedro and I to pause and to be on some sort of schedule, because we can go literally forever. Now we'll set the next timer. Anyway, what you got up there, Pedro? What's the next topic? Oh, it's
next topic. Well, we
God, I'm
never
down
really
50% now. Ah. No, I don't mean down in my trade 50%. I mean I was up $80. Now I'm only up 32. Damn you.
All right, guys. So let's pull this up here real quick. So President-elect Donald Trump, crypto. All right, there we go. And then we have one more thing I want to talk about here, and I thought this was really interesting. The council is expected to advise digital asset policy. The report notes, moreover, the council would establish Trump's promised Bitcoin reserve while also coordinating with agencies like the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. Although there have been no appointments to such a council, industry executives have showed interest. So I want to make sure as I read through this, I read through it, but I want to make sure I think they're going to have to build a new system like the SEC, but for crypto. And I think in doing that, we're going to see, again, an onset of just a flurry of money coming into the government by taxes that are made from capital gains. In additionally to that, you're also going to see new money generated just as income from the crypto world and the crypto community, simply because of just commerce of actually happening between crypto and other crypto natives. So I just think it's going to be really interesting to see as that money comes into the TradFi system, whereas people have had their money on the outside, not wanting to declare it, nor even wanting to bring it in because they're sitting on large bags. I.e., I think good old Musk has literally hundreds of billions, if not probably maybe even $1 trillion in DeFi all around, where it's, because there's a lot of money in DeFi that is not accounted for, right? And so
that's
I think
right.
it's interesting.
That's right.
A lot. I would almost say probably maybe 3x, 4x.
Well, there's a lot of money that doesn't need to be accounted for because the people are in the UAE and have no taxes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting. And the fact that he came out and said no taxes for those who are governed here and are doing business here and are domiciled or trying to get domiciled here, that's just, who wouldn't want to run back to your homeland and enjoy the comforts of the United States, right? While at the same time also not having to deal with taxes. So it's going to be really interesting to see. All right, so that's pretty much it for the day. Let's see. Well, meme coins. Oh, this was, we could end off with this one, which I thought was funny. The subtle way that AI and cryptocurrency boosts Bitcoin mining economics, and also the meme coin index surges as new listings continue to push the market. So I just thought that was really interesting too, as the market, as it was continuing, that meme coins are just pumping. And they're getting listed one after another on many of the exchanges. I mean, just the fact is that Robinhood has listed countless of, so many coins now. And I wonder, I actually look forward to seeing their earnings this next quarter to see how much actually gets traded and how much money they actually bring in. It's going to be really, really interesting how it works.
Well, Pump.Fund's bringing in the money, that's for sure. That dude,
absolutely.
Elon, whatever his name is.
Elon.
Raking in the cash monies there with that. Got the degens going.
His first ever animal that he actually put out was kitten with hat. So shout that out. Get it out there. All right, so check this out. So the meme coin sector leader in this past week's market gains amid wider bullish momentum, the GMMEME index, which
are you telling me there's a meme coin index now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Dude, it's so I'm sorry, I love it. I thought this was, and I should have. Oh man, now we gonna play. Now we about to play. Why you keep playing?
When we don't play that.
Homie, don't play. All right, pictures. No. Come on. There we go. We're going to add this because this is about to get fun. I love it. GMCI meme. There we go.
And I was really hoping that was going to be the push that sent us over 100, at least in the perp futures markets. Hard for me to say perpetuals, because I worked in the futures markets so much that I just call it futures, even though they're, futures markets go period to period, and perpetuals are just go on forever. Bouncing off the 5 period right now. Come on, come back up. Go back up.
Started in August.
If you could do this in the next 10 minutes, this would be great.
It'd be great. Dude, we would be like, we ourselves could become a meme. Like, what? Oh my goodness! Anyways, sorry. Here we go.
What chart is that?
This would be GMCI meme index. It opened up its first trading day, July of 2024, consolidated around 270 to 150-ish area, 180, and then exploded November 5th, obviously, after Trump won the office of the president, and exploded from 268 all the way up to 513. So there you go, my peoples. There you go. The meme coin industry has its own index. Keep an eye on this. We're going to start seeing many more indexes come out, and it's about to get really, really, really fun. Really fun. And so right now, you can get in on these, right? This meme coin index. And then this could potentially be, and this is going to be the greatest part, I love saying it, the Russell for for the crypto industry, which I think is absolutely crazy.
I agree with that. Totally
I love
agree
it.
with that.
I love it. I love it like a fat kid loves candy. Love it. All right. So here we go. Where is this? Which one is this?
I think the big liquidity that came in, or big money came in, trying to kick off a run up. I'm betting a Chinese bank of some sort said, let's dump $2 billion into Bitcoin here to try and pump it over the 100,000 and kick out all the shorts, liquidate everyone, and it didn't work. I think there was too much. You watch Jupiter will be the trading platform for it all. Yeah. I've never had any issues with Jupiter.
I like Jupiter. Yeah. Jupiter's legit. All right, so we are coming into this area here, potentially even coming back down. We're finding some support here, back in this level here. So let's wait and kind of see if we close below that 8 period moving average, get out of the trade, take your money, run. Did you get out at 70% up here when we hit that area?
No, I wrote it all the way down.
It's okay. It's all right, bro.
I got to doing the commercial, and all of a sudden it started pulling back, and then I put it on the screen behind this one, and then as soon as I saw it reject.
This is a day trade, or this is like a short-term trade. You go in, you make your money, and then if it runs, you have a run, it runs. If not, you've made your money, right?
Now I'm up $13.
Get out. Just listen. You're not. I mean, you can do whatever you want. All right, guys. So let's finish this off here. We're trying to stick to an hour over here. So here we go. So let's check out this last little bit here real quick. Meme coin index surges. Listing continues to put on the market. And then the last one here we can check out, and I thought was really cool. How AI, we had an AI guy today on our show. I cashed 1K on my sole position. Nice, bro. Nice. That's awesome.
Very good.
All right. The subtle way AI data centers boost Bitcoin mining. All right, so the competition for cheap electronic could establish a floor for hash price, or at least slow down hash rate growth, which I think is really interesting, because the idea that AI is going to sit there and mark the ability to say, all right, let's move electricity from here to over here, and we can slow down the ability of the minings that are actually happening. So the mining of Bitcoin, because the amount of energy that is used that we actually have to go through. So it's constantly vying and fighting for price, right? And so as the AI really kicks in and starts to try to like saying, all right, if we keep mining, it's just going to be just too expensive. So it's going to slow down, turn off miners, hence pull down the consumption of energy, right, of it, and then kick back on at a low rate, boom, boom, and climb up. So I just find this really interesting how AI is playing a huge part in AI and crypto is playing a huge part in the efficiency of mining within Bitcoin, and I think in many other proof of work organizations. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the AI or AI specific, right? Because it's not even AGI, right? We all know it's AI specific. But as it runs through these algorithms, sit there and saying, okay, great, look, let's go ahead and pull this money out. Or let's wait until we establish money here. When I say pull out money, I mean like instead of putting money into it to create more electricity, let's pull back, and you almost have this throttling effect that's almost like in a car, you govern there's a governing aspect where it tells you how much to put into the ignition for the for the gas or how much, there's that little thing
computer
that does
program.
Yeah, it's almost how this is setting up in a way, a computer program, yeah. But for electricity, for mining. And I just thought it was just so interesting, really interesting to see what's actually happening with it. So that's it in a nutshell. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for having everybody here. My last and fast and awesome one was this one right here for the meme coin index, which I thought was absolutely awesome. And some of the stuff that is happening within it, like Pepe. And again, these are things that institutions are going to definitely get into. They're definitely going to be putting money into. SHIB is pumping. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Shibaroo, Shibaroo. That's always going to help as it moves. So it's just these little things that the market is doing that is preparing a way that is literally going to be.
Thanks, Ghoul. Thanks for stopping by. Come by during the daytime when we have a lot of people in here and we have a great discussion going on. Some good stuff going on. And I think you'll enjoy it, not just listening to us blather on, but chatting with the regulars that come by every day.
Yeah.
If you subscribe, put the notification on, blah, 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 blah. You know the rest of that story.
Also, if you do share it, it sounds like you do have a pretty extensive community, I think, the way you're communicating and talking. I'd love for you to even share us on your guys' community.
Whore us out. I mean, share us out.
Whore us out. Right. You see these moves? I can make a move.
And we'll even say, get fooled intentionally about Ligma nuts.
Ligma nuts.
That was good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the outro going here. I miss Jesus wanting to.
I know.
To do that.
It's very funny because today, what was it? Judas the
backstabber.
The backstabber, dude. I wonder where he gets these ideas at. Right? Like he's probably at the car.
He was on fire. He was.
He was so good, dude. I love our community, man. Our community is
Our
funny.
Baby says, see, you do have a beach bod. The jiggling moves, just like Pam Anderson on Baywatch.
There we go, baby. There we go. It's funny. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she's like, just so you know, big guys are just more comfortable to cuddle with. Just so you know. I said, yeah, but it's unhealthy. She goes, yeah, but like that dad bod is a real thing. There's a lot of women who they would rather have the moves than the six pack. I said, I'm still getting my six pack. If it takes me 2-3 years, I'm getting a six pack, man. And I want to. She was almost trying to talk me like away from getting healthy. I was like, what are you doing? It was like, I gotta get healthy. So anyhow.
Oh.
Thank you so much for having us again,
Programming
guys.
note, tomorrow is Full Rant Friday. We do our Twitter Spaces. Also, we might have a show for you, a short show in the afternoon, and then our Twitter Spaces. See how it goes tomorrow. It's been a good week. We've got thousands of views this week. We got so many more viewers in the past week. We're literally page is quadrupling in size and the amount of views. Thanks to all of you at Rumble. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you
but
so much, guys.
As always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. So glad to have hosted another episode of this award-winning show, DYOR Live, Space Lounge edition in the evening, this sesh. We'll try to bring you more of these evening ones as long as my wife's in another country and I'm free time.
Free time.
Anyway,
or
ladies
it just
and
might
gentlemen,
just be me.
that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.